Hi there, my name is Michael Tannenbaum, and it's my pleasure to show you just how easy it is to centralize multi-region Postgres data using Mycelial and Enterprise DB. In today's example, we'll be using 3 Postgres clusters hosted on Enterprise DB, one in AWS US East 1, a second in GCP Europe West 1, and a third in Azure UK South. In our example today, we'll be centralizing user data from our Enterprise DB Postgres clusters in GCP Europe West 1 and Azure UK South into AWS US East 1 using Mycelial. Because we'll be using sensitive data and moving it from GDPR countries in Europe to the United States, we also have a compliance mandate to anonymize that data. And I'll be demonstrating just how easy it is to use Mycelial to do the anonymization as we move forward. Let's take a look at our Enterprise DB Postgres clusters on Big Animal. As you can see, we have AWS, Azure UK South, and GCP Europe West 1. If we take a look at our Azure database, we can display our tables and see that we have an Azure users table. We can select star from Azure users and see that we have 10 Azure users. Similarly, we can come over to GCP, do the same thing, and select star from GCP users. And here we have 11 users. Lastly, we can look at our AWS cluster, select star from, you guessed it, AWS users, and here we have 10 users. Now, if we look at the tables that are available on our AWS database, we can see that we only have AWS users, but we also want to have in our AWS cluster user information, anonymized user information from our GCP and our Azure clusters. Let's pop over to the Mycelial user interface to show how we would do this. Here, you can see we have a workspace, Europe to US Postgres pipes. We're using our general compute daemon. More on that in other instructional videos if you're interested, see links below. And we want to move our Azure UK South data selected from the table using the handy MD5 hash function. We've provided the connection URL, and we want to move that into a destination, US East 1, and we're providing our credentials as well here. Now all we need to do to get our data moving as it's changing every 5 seconds from Azure UK South through to US East 1 is drag the 2 nodes on the canvas, connect them as you saw I just did with this arrow, and hit publish. We can do the same thing for our GCP data in Europe West 1 and move that over to AWS US East 1 with the same process. Now, if we go and look at our AWS US East 1 Postgres database, we should observe that we have more tables available to us. And we do. Here you can see that we have data from Azure UK South and GCP Europe West 1. And let's see to confirm that indeed the email information and sensitive information from GCP has been synchronized correctly. Thanks so much for watching.